For a lot of people, secure attachment feels like this elusive thing that other people have, but you don't. So you decide, I'm just anxious, or I'm gonna avoid it. But your attachment style isn't your identity. But the good news is, what's learned can be changed. But the problem is, most people don't actually know what it means to be secure. And if you don't know what secure attachment actually looks like, you'll keep aiming at the wrong target. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through 7 signs of a secure relationship and 7 signs that you're actually becoming more securely attached yourself. Now, all of these are important, but I think the number 5 and 7 are the clearest telltale signs that you're building something that can go the distance. Let's start with the first one. Number 1, conflict doesn't threaten the relationship. Like, you're not running for the exits every time that your relationship hits some sort of a rough patch. And believe me, it will hit a rough patch. I think this is a common misconception about secure, healthy relationships, is that they never argue or they never experience any sort of conflict. When in reality, the absence of conflict is actually a red flag in and of itself, because it usually means one or both people are sacrificing some aspect of themselves in order to keep the peace, which always corrodes the relationship from the inside out. But it doesn't matter how well you get along. If you spend enough time with somebody, you're going to run into issues because you are 2 individuals with unique opinions and differing needs, and you're going to have to reconcile those differences. But when you can have conflict and it doesn't send you spiraling into fear of abandonment or like obsessing over the greener grass on the other side, then that's a really good sign that you're on the right track. And this isn't to say that you'll never experience abandonment anxiety or fantasize about the greener grass. Like, that's a very human experience, but rather it doesn't regularly take over, consuming you at every little sign of conflict. Number 2, space doesn't feel like rejection. When your partner wants space, you don't panic and create some story or narrative making it mean something about you or the health of your relationship. If you have anxious attachment, then for you, closeness is what helps you to feel the safest. And when there's distance or you can't reach them, it can feel so dysregulating and threatening to your attachment. And so when you're calmly able to give your partner space, that's a really great sign, because space is super healthy in a relationship. They may want to spend an evening alone, or they may want to spend a weekend with friends, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they want to get away from you or that there's something wrong with you, but just that they are nurturing their own independence, which is an important part of interdependence, which is the balance between independence and dependence in a healthy relationship. And these first 2 lead us to number 3, you can respond instead of react. There's a quote by Viktor Frankl that goes something like, between stimulus and response, there's space. And it's within this space that freedom lies. So when you feel triggered, when you experience this stimulus, you may feel a flood of emotion or a physiological shift, and you might want to yell, shout, cry, scream, get passive aggressive or petty or defensive. But instead of unconsciously reacting like a victim to your triggers, you're able to notice it arise real time and pause before responding. Now, this isn't to say that you're some robot who never has emotions, right? It's very human to feel triggered and react at times in ways that are not reflective of your best self. But if you're securely attached or well on your way, you'll have so much more capacity to notice these things coming up real time, to understand where they're coming from, and to then be able to communicate much more effectively so that your partner feels understood by you and you feel understood by them. And one of the best ways to increase this space between reaction and response is with a nice full breath in. Let it go. This leads us directly to number 4. You can name and advocate for your needs. And this isn't about perfection. Like I just mentioned, you're human. You're going to make mistakes. You're not going to be perfectly aware of what your feelings and needs are at all times. But somebody who's securely attached or well on their way is going to have a high degree of self-awareness as to what they're feeling and what the underlying need is beneath that emotion. So if you're feeling overwhelmed or smothered, instead of just shutting down and stonewalling or pushing someone out, you're able to notice this feeling and identify then the need for space and proactively communicate what's going on inside, and then ask for that space. Ask for that time alone, that evening to just spend by yourself or with friends. And if you're feeling a lot of distance and you want more closeness, connection with your partner, instead of becoming reactive or picking a fight or criticizing or blaming them, you notice the feeling of loneliness, disconnect, the need for connection, and you're able to express that proactively and request some really good quality time together. Now, these first four really go together to cultivate number 5, which I said is one of the clearest telltale signs that you can build something healthy and long-lasting with somebody. The number 5 is emotional predictability. Now, this doesn't mean boredom or lack of excitement or spontaneity, but that your relationship isn't an emotional roller coaster. It's not punctuated by high highs contrasted with low lows. Rather, there's a general rolling hills quality to the regulation, the emotional experience of your relationship, hopefully trending upward with more peaks than there are valleys, though every relationship is going to have peaks and valleys. We just don't want there to be a really significant spike back to back. Emotional predictability is a necessary ingredient for the safety that's required to be able to have all the sorts of conversations that a healthy relationship needs to have in the long term. And when you can predict their emotional response, you'll feel safe bringing up anything and everything, which is absolutely necessary because there will be hard conversations and conflict in your future, and you need to know that they're a safe haven to get through that together. Number 6, unconditional positive regard. Now, what I mean by this is you view your partner, you view the world with generally an unconditional positive regard. You see the best in people. You see the best in the world. You trust that their intentions are good and that they want the best for you, and they can trust that you want the best for them. There's a lightness and a faith in this characteristic that just makes your relationship easier. And when you view them and the world with unconditional positive regard, it makes it that much easier to view yourself through the same lens. Lastly, number 7, this one I believe is actually the most deterministic characteristic of the long-lasting potential of a relationship. That is something called the generative drive. Now, I learned about the generative drive from Dr. Paul Conti. I'll put the link for that in the description if you're interested. But loosely defined, the generative drive is the desire to get to know, to make better, and to repair. Starting with get to know, this is about one's curiosity about you, about the world. Now, for instance, if you love heavy metal and they hate heavy metal, do they still want to go to a concert with you because they want to know you? They want to understand what about this music really lights you up because they care about you. And it may not be that this becomes their thing or they want to go to heavy metal concerts all the time, but they want to experience it because they want to experience you. That's what I mean by wanting to get to know. Now, wanting to make better is essentially valuing growth. It's wanting to improve themselves, wanting to learn how they can be a better partner, how they can help to create a better relationship, and not just a relationship, but wanting to make the world better, make all their other relationships better. Maybe they volunteer, maybe they have big dreams or run a business that positively impacts the world. All of these are great signs that they may have really high generative drive. But in the context of the relationship, they're always learning how to communicate better, how to understand you better, and ultimately just how to have a better, more fulfilling relationship with you. Then the last component of this is the repair. This is one's initiative to repair the ruptures that come after some conflicts. And when both of you have high generative drive, there's equitable accountability. Both of you are equally willing to show up and say, hey, I really messed up. I understand how that hurt you, how that impacted you, and that's not how I want to treat you. Going forward, this is what I'm committing to change so that that doesn't happen again. And when both of you are equally willing to do that, relationships all of a sudden become easy despite having conflict. And this is what people mean when they say relationships are hard, but they should be the right kind of hard. Like I said, all relationships are gonna come with conflict, even the healthy, secure ones. But when both of you want to repair, it helps to build bridges of empathy and understanding and relatively effortlessly get through those valleys, get through those hard moments together. All right, so there you have it. 7 signs that you're in a secure relationship or you are well on your way to becoming securely attached yourself. If this video helped you and you want more guidance and structure on how to actually earn secure attachment, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment. It helps this channel to reach more people like you and helps me to make more content that is truly valuable for you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.